Alright, what's good everybody? Kurt back again for another episode of MotoGear TV. Following up you guys with the bike build series. We're going to continue where we left off and we're going to give you guys a step-by-step process in addressing this little issue that we came across. So Mr. Mark here setting things up. What are you up to right now?
Just bleeding the brakes just to make sure that they're all good.
Yeah, as I mentioned to you guys in the last video, we had an issue that we discovered with the radiator. As you guys can see underneath here, it's slightly bent. Well, pretty bent. And not supposed to be like that, it's supposed to go straight across. So what we did, we went ahead and ordered a used but new to us radiator. This one is in excellent condition. We're gonna have it swapped out, drain coolant, put in some new coolant, and then hopefully we shouldn't run into any more issues after that. Let's go. Alright, so as you guys saw from the last episode, we did a quick test ride with the bike to make sure everything was straight and proper. We did, however, notice that this clip-on the left-hand side is slightly bent. In order to make sure that everything is 100% with the bike, we decided to go ahead and order a new clip-on. And this one, again, it's used, but it's new to us. Fully straight, no bends or anything. So we're gonna get this swapped out along with the radiator today. Now that clip-on came with brand new switches as well, because if you guys can see right here, there is some damage, especially underneath here with it. Don't want to take any chances, and as you guys can see on this one, no cracks or dents. Everything seems very intact. All the wires are in place as well. Want to make sure that we don't run into any issues, and this is all a part of the build process. I know a lot of people probably wondering online, it seems like every single episode we find something else that's wrong with the bike, but I'm really hoping that this is the last one. From what we've seen, at least this should really be the last piece of the puzzle, and it comes with fans as well. Once we really put the fan on and switch out the clip on, we're gonna really take this just on the street right here, test it out, making sure that everything is fine, go through all of the gears, check the brakes, you know, hopefully that really should be it. Yeah, after that, the only thing really to address is just the fairings, which we are hoping comes in very soon. Couple bolts that are gonna get everything matched up. We do need to get a new bracket to hold the ECU in place as well, as this one is broken off. Yeah, other than that, it's really just aesthetics, you know, lights, fairings, bolts, things like that.
Yeah, so I think before we get started, probably want to go ahead and take the front wheel off. Probably don't have to, but I want to give myself enough clearance so when we pull the radiator we're not really hitting on anything. And outside of that, we just have to remove these side brackets, these bolts on both sides. From there we just drain the coolant and then it should just drop right out. Yeah, so we're gonna be using Engine Ice. So this is a very highly recommended coolant for motorcycles. It's already pre-mixed, so you just go straight right in, and this honestly should really help lower the temps by 10, maybe 20 degrees.
I ran this on my R1 back home in Jamaica, and trust me, it was really good. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, and they're not super expensive, so I definitely recommend if you're going to change the coolant in your bike.
Okay, let's go.
So we're gonna give you guys a closer look at some of the damage. As you can see, it pretty much snapped off from this upper bracket, and then there's a big dent on the side, and even the whole radiator itself is kind of curved in, so it won't work for us. So it's a good thing that we're swapping it out. All right, so now that we have all the brackets off, before we go ahead and remove any hoses, we're just gonna drain the coolant. So there's a drain screw down here, so all you have to do is loosen this, loosen the cap at the top, and then it should start flowing out. Alright, so now that all the coolant is pretty much drained out, I think at this point we can go ahead and loosen in some of the clamps.
Take it off
for the hoses, yeah, and then yeah, it should come off pretty easy. There's one bolt down here holding it up, so once we remove this bolt, it should be free.
I think the cool thing people don't realize, you get free green Kool-Aid with every purchase of a bike. Oh, there she goes.
Close this off.
So we got the first one off, that's good. Just drain out a little bit more, and then we can go to the other side.
go slowly until you get to a certain point. Now, the only thing holding it on is the connectors for the fans and the one bolt in the center. Push down on the tab and pull out right here.
Which one is that?
This is for the right side fan. It's just these connectors here. To release it, you just push down on this tab and then it should come out. It's held in place by a retaining clip. But these are factory zip ties, so all you need to do is lift up here and push out and it releases the cable tie.
I know one side of the fans was in good condition, so we're going to be reusing it.
And I remember the routing towards the back. Alright, that's one. So the other side. Alright, so the connector for here is all the way inside this boot. It's kind of tough to access it. So all the connectors are off. The last thing we have to do is loosen this bolt and nut. Now this is usually a lot easier without a bent radiator. Bolt comes out and then that should be it. So here you can get a better side-by-side comparison. So this is the new, this is the old. Wow, look at this.
Yeah.
It's like completely warped on the side.
Yeah, definitely a big difference. Yo, that's crazy.
And then on the back, you can see where it got hit. This fan, it's pretty much jammed in on the side, so all of this is bent. Versus on the replacement, it's all good to go.
Alright, so we're getting ready to put in the new radiator. We just had to do a slight modification to the bracket for this fan right here. It was bent inwards, so the fan was actually hitting on the radiator, but now we just bent it back into place. Everything is good to go, and then I'm going to put it on. Sound good?
Yep.
Alright.
Let's go back in.
So far we'll have the initial bracket on this side fitted up, did that side as well. Right now putting back the ECU bracket. Just have a few more bolts to put on and then do a test startup, make it run for a little bit and just check for any leaks and we should be done. Alright, so we're getting close towards the end now. We just got everything buttoned up. We're going to be flushing the system using some distilled water. Pick this up from Walmart really quick. Just because this radiator is new, we don't know what was in it previously, so we're just going to flush out the system to make sure that all the old coolant that was in it is out. And afterwards, we're going to be pouring in the new engine ice. Not sure if we're going to be using this. It was very clean, so that's a good sign. Probably not going to mix it, but this is just extra just in case. Yeah, so as you can see, we're just gonna keep pouring until it goes pretty much clear. It's almost there right now, and after that we can start putting in the new coolant and then having the engine heat up when we turn it on. Alright, so right now we're just gonna turn on the bike to cycle through the system, give you guys a quick little cold start. Alright, so we just got the system all purged out. Right now Mark is going to tighten up the drain plug and then we're going to be pouring in the engine ice.
And then we'll bleed the system once we warm it up.
Yeah. Hopefully make sure the bike goes through the heat cycle. Fans should be working properly. Make sure that is good to go, and then from there we should be done.
Alright, bike's pretty much good to go. Last thing we need to do is add the coolant. So let's open this up. Let's pour some in. Try not to spill any. So we actually forgot to drain out the reservoir. So before we start bleeding the system, we just want to dump out this old coolant, because as you can see, there's still some green coolant left in there. It's a pretty easy process to remove this. It's just 2 bolts and it should come right out.
Wasn't that bad?
Yeah, but there's some dirt and residue on the inside, so let's just wash that out real quick. Oh, that is dirt. Should be good now. Oh no! You get the camera in my face, dog. Sure. Finished bleeding the system, so it should all be good to go. Started putting the front wheel back on, so now gonna finally take it for a test ride again.
Alright guys, so the moment of truth right now. I'm gonna take it on another test ride. Make sure that everything is good. Make sure that the fans turn on once it's up to temp. Let's see. Sweet. Alright. She's all clean, looking spick and span, if I do say so myself. Yo, it's crazy to see what a wash will do to a bike compared to how it used to look before. Definitely a nice improvement. Got all the areas addressed, you know, no more oil or dirt. As I said, we're going to be doing some more work to the bike in the next couple episodes. We're hoping that the fairings come in very soon. But at this time, I think we should, you know, turn on the bike, let you guys hear how it sounds. Maybe see if we can get like a quick little flyby or something.
Alright, so that pretty much wraps this episode up. The bike honestly is at a very good point right now. So stay tuned for the next episode. We might be replacing the fork seals. If not, maybe we might get the fairings in. We don't know yet. But overall, we're very excited. Kirk's excited, and I hope you guys are too. So remember, like, share, subscribe, comment down below. You know, if you guys are enjoying the series, and stay tuned for the next episode. And we out.